watching TVC Breakfast. Now here we are going to go to Trending now, where we find out everything happening all around the world and in Nigeria as well. Ibrahim Shita is standing by. Good morning once again, Ibrahim.
Good morning. Good morning, Etoma. Good morning, Ria.
Good
it's
morning.
Quite a busy day for us
Yeah,
here in Lagos. All right, then let's get cracking on what is actually trending. Right, gunmen have attacked the convoy of former Labour Minister Chris Ngige in Umoji, Idemili North, Anambra State. Ngige confirmed he was not in the convoy, but several people were shot and injured. He described the attack as unfortunate and vowed that the perpetrators would not go unpunished. The vehicles were returning from a mechanic workshop when the attacker struck. A policeman in the pilot's car was shot, and his gun and uniform were taken by the assailants dressed in security uniforms. A woman recording the incident was fatally shot, while a shop owner and the escort leader sustained injuries but are expected to recover. The pilot vehicle was riddled with bullets, and the Anambra State Police Command says a statewide manhunt for the attackers is on the way. We've got a tweet. Yes, this is by Samuel Victor. Royalstone 01 says, "No way safe anymore, not even for those who once held power. When gunmen can ambush a former governor's convoy in broad daylight, it shows that insecurity has gone far beyond control. If those with escorts and sirens aren't safe, imagine the ordinary citizens trying to get home from work. This is not just an attack on Ngige. It's another reminder that Nigeria is drifting into lawlessness. The government must wake up and stop pretending these are isolated cases." Etoma, Ria, the chicken is coming home to roost. Someone who had been, in government back in the day, now, back in Anambra, and then having his convoy attacked. This has happened to former President Muhammadu Buhari, happened to the governor of Borno State, Zulum, and some other, top personalities. And this is at a time when the president has given an order that the VIPs must be withdrawn from, the police must be withdrawn from the VIPs.
It's any kind of attack is barbaric. Attacking a convoy, obviously, the Ngige was the target of that attack, and luckily he wasn't in the convoy when it happened. It underscores the withdrawal of policemen from VIPs, and a lot of them are going to use this as an example why they should keep their policemen. However, this attack happened with policemen in the convoy. So at the end of the day, it's not whether the police is there or not, is that criminality has gained grounds and the criminals are so bold to do anything. Attacking a convoy like that in broad daylight, that is bold.
For me, this is a big wake-up call. This is not about saying that, oh, if you take the police officers from us, look at what will happen to us, because we even saw police there. This is a wake-up call for us to fight insecurity in Nigeria, because at the end of the day, if we don't, it will get to everybody. Everybody will get to feel it. So I feel like this is the point where we tackle insecurity. We tackle the root of this problem. We've been speaking about it. We've been speaking about banditry, kidnapping. Every morning we wake up to something. But what are we doing? We know that the president has made some bold statements. So right about now, we need to start seeing those actions. We need to start seeing implementation of the things the president has said. If not, everybody go feel them.
More reason why anyone who had held office or who is currently holding office should ensure that security is very paramount. So much so that when you leave the office, you will also be safe. As indeed the citizens. All right, then let's turn to our next story. The NDLEA has uncovered a major drug syndicate in Lagos, arresting alleged drug baron Onyekachi Pius Nwanago and 5 of his trusted foot soldiers. Operatives raided a hidden warehouse inside a residential estate where they discovered illicit substances valued at more than 6.7 billion naira. The agency says the operation prevented what could have been a major public safety disaster, as the drugs were stored within a densely populated community. Interesting development. We've got some tweets. Yusuf Balogun says there are still more of them not yet discovered within the state and other states in Nigeria. Kudos to our NDLEA officials, reappointed chairman, retired General Buba Marwa, and to our courageous leader, PBAT, GCFR, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. on his efforts to make Nigeria great again. And Joseph says, what pains me is after all this, the court just jailed them for like 3 years with an option of fine 5 million. Absolute rubbish. Instead of them to jail them and throw the keys away. put them right in jail and then go through the keys, into the not just the river, but then rush fast-moving rivers. But the judges will only rule based on the evidence they have and then what the law or the laws actually provide. Etoma.
One of the things fueling the criminality we're seeing in Nigeria is drug consumption. Yeah. You know, I'm one of those people that advocate that drug traffickers should be treated like murderers. They should be treated like terrorists. Yeah. We should amend our laws to make punishment for drug traffickers more stringent. We need everything we can to that will act as a deterrent to this idea of going into drugs. Yes, the profit margin in the drug business is humongous and it's very attractive to people, but it is also killing our society, killing our society so fast in so many different ways. We cannot right now start pointing fingers on what drugs can do. It is dangerous, so it should be treated as such.
You know, for me, I'll say you have to be a very, very mean and heartless person to engage in something like this, because at the end of the day, you are endangering and killing the lives of young youths. We say that where there is demand, there is supply. So we know that people actually want this. I know that Lagos State is doing something very good to cop out, you know, drugs in the system. Right about now, we've seen it happen in clubs, so many places. I must give it to the NDLEA. They are doing a fantastic job. I'm very passionate when we talk about drugs because I understand what drugs can do to a person. I understand how a person can be addicted to drugs and it ruins their life. So it's so sad to see that we still have Nigerians doing things like this, harming their fellow Nigerians. Every day we are saying the government, but it starts with us. You want to make a lot of profits. There are other businesses that you can do, but you are doing a business, you are gaining from it, but other people are losing their sanity. We need to do better, but good job to the NDLEA. I think more needs to be done, actually.
Absolutely. We do not want to continue seeing zombies, you know, on our streets, you know, all in the name of, you know, taking drugs, colos, and etc. That's why I agree with that guy who tweeted that they should be treated as terrorists and sent to jail and throw the keys away. All right, then let's move on to Enugu State, where the police command has arrested a 30-year-old man for allegedly marrying a 13-year-old girl in Enugu. That's AZK. Police also detained several others believed to have arranged and facilitated the illegal union. The command says the arrest underline its commitment to enforcing child protection laws and ending practices that endanger minors. We've got 2 tweets. Right, this is coming from Shania_Melanin. Well, the picture actually looks like she's fair. Arrest every participant of that marriage, including those that wanted to go but don't have money for transportation. Even those that participated in their dreams, including passers-by. Interesting stuff. Right, call me _Ify. Let's be honest, some parents are the real enablers. How do you look at your little girl still learning who she is and decide marriage is the next step? These kids deserve books, not husbands. If you can't fight for your daughter's future, who will? Beautiful tweet there. Etoma, Ria, this is a very, very important, you know, topic for us to quickly, you know, chew on. How can you marry off your daughter, a 13-year-old? I hope this lady who calls for the arrest of everyone who attended, those who are still in transport, I hope you not call for arrest for even discussing it.
I can assure you they won't come for that. But around the east and the southern part of Nigeria, this kind of thing is not very common. When you see it, it's because, in most cases, it is because the parents are trying to pay a debt. And it is really sad because your daughter now becomes a commodity. Your daughter now becomes inanimate or inanimate stuff. It is very, very disheartening. And look at the man's face. Maybe we should zoom in a little bit on on that photograph. You know that guy must have insisted. I mean, what parent will want to give out a 13-year-old when your culture does not promote stuff like that? So there are lots and lots of stories behind this thing that we do not know. What we're just seeing is the end product. What led to it? That is where, as you said earlier on, the devil is in the details. This is wrong in any way you look at it.
Etoma, no matter how much you are owing, rather go to prison than do this to your child. That's just where I will leave it, because this is very shameful. At 13 years old, I wasn't even thinking about anything like this. These are young. She's a very, very young girl, 13. Like, when did she live 10 years that she's just 13? She's 13. And you are now marrying her to a 33. Ibrahim, am I correct? 33-year-old.
Yeah.
30-year-old guy. The guy himself is shameless. The family is shameless. Like, I do not understand this. We see this most in the northern parts. Now I'm seeing it in the east. I'm even surprised. No matter the amount you're owing, you cannot use a human being, especially a child, for settlement. And you know that the thing is that
you'll be shocked at the amounts involved in this thing. Maybe
100,000.
It happens in my state. I have seen it happen.
So wrong.
I've had to adjudicate on 1 or 2 issues like this, where the parents say, look, I don't have money. The best I can do is give my daughter.
No.
Which daughter?
And let me say something to every parent. That is not the best that you can do. That is the worst thing you can ever do, because you are damaging your daughter's life. And that's why they say that everybody can give birth, but not everybody is a mother. So it takes a lot of love as a mother to know that there's some things you cannot do. You cannot give your child to what? A 30-year-old man?
Absolutely. Nah. The last time I checked, the Nigerian Constitution actually recognizes 18 as an adult. So you're only marriageable when you're 18. And that could also lead to, vaginal fistula, the issue of Ochania, I remember.
The VVF.
All of those things, giving birth at underage. All right, then, let's carry on. The next story, it was an emotional moment on stage as music legend Tubaba paused his performance to honor media icon Keke Ogungbe. In the viral video, Tubaba welcomes Keke to the stage, then immediately goes flat on the floor in full prostration, a powerful gesture of respect and gratitude. He followed the moment with heartfelt words, my father, always and forever. It gave me the opportunity to become who I am today," end of quote. The audience erupted in cheers and as both men shared the stage, celebrating a bond that has shaped Tubaba's journey and influenced Nigerian entertainment for decades. So we've got a tracker.
This is my big brother, my father, my friend, the man that first brought me out. Massive. Make some noise for Kenny's music.
I really can relate, as to how elated Tubaba actually, is, on stage, and even Keke Ogungbe. But let's hear what Nigerians said. Abe Aimafua says, "Wow, I didn't realize it was K Ogungbe that found Tubaba amazing." And then Chef J. Rome says, "Recognizing your destiny helper alone shows your humility is intact, bro. Much love." And then I_Cflow says, "When you genuinely remember those that helped and pushed you, no matter how big you've become, legendary." That's a cute one there, for Tubaba to recognize the role Kenny Ogungbe and even Iwan Dyer also played, in the lives. Back in the day, you can mention Idris Abdul Karim, Tony Tetuila, Tubaba, as you've mentioned, Olumentain. I can go on and on. Yeah. These guys actually brought jams to our radio back in the day.
This is a little bit emotional for me. First of all, I want to appreciate Two-Face Idibia. That man is a humble person. Yeah. If you've met him, you will know what I'm talking about. And recognizing Kenny Ogungbe, anybody that had followed him, you know, his music right from the beginning, you'll know that without Kenny, Two-Face is nothing. This man did not only produce his songs, promote his songs. The guy took him everywhere in the world. He sold to Baba and made him an international star. When Nigerian musicians were seen performing in London as something almost impossible, Kenny Ogungbe was taken to Baba and the rest to the United States, to England, to Italy, to everywhere. Just think about it. So for him to do this, it shows that this man recognizes where he came from, and the humility it takes to do that is what I salute.
You know, we all know that Two-Face is a very humble person. You know, we've seen that several times. But we cannot even talk about Two-Face and everything he's done without Kenny's music. We know how important, you know, Kenny's music was in his life. So for him to do this, it's... I'm not surprised. I was expecting it. Of course, these are people that made you. You need to give them their accolades. You need to respect them. The other day, we saw Tiwa Savage kneel down for Don Jazzy. So it's just a normal thing to do. Someone that has helped you, you need to give your respect and accolade to that person, except you're an ungrateful person. And I know that Two-Face is not that kind of person. Two-Face is a fantastic singer, if not just for his things with the other...
Leave that side.
But let me not go there. He's a fantastic person.
Two-Face is as good with respect as he's also good with woman, you know, so you can agree with that. All right, then. No.